Hello, guys. How's it going? Back with another episode 31.
Hey guys.
Episode 31, the show that produces a new episode every month now instead of the promised every 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
Yeah.
we're pure cancer in that.
Yeah, we're like bad at our promises, and I'm so sorry. We will get back on track once we get some stuff done in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last episode we were going to go to Adelaide, from what I remember. Yeah, and we did. We went to Adelaide. We met up. We recorded 2 riffs.
Got to get around to editing them.
Yeah, we gotta edit them. We gotta
right.
especially edit the part where I said the N-word during one of them.
Yeah. Well, it's by now it's a constituted fact that Jared's going to say the N-word regardless. Basically, with all of his riffs, you can tell where the jokes are going to go because unlike Reese's, and Casey's, which are all have different opportunities for jokes, Jared does the same Ezzy jokes over and over again.
Oh, I know, I do. No, I just it depends on the topic too. Like I don't do it just to be edgy, and I hate those cunts on Twitter. Please stop tweeting me going, "Oh, you're just trying to be edgy, bro. You're trying to be like Chad." I'm not trying to be like fucking anything for views. Don't call me anything for views. I'm not anything for views. I just say what I feel and how it goes.
All right. So let's keep some notes, shall we? I'm just at the moment I'm burning you.
Speaking of people who want to be edgy, you know my boy Shane Dawson. He's making an 8-part series on my boy on my boy Jake Paul.
Yeah, it's gonna be the most epic Netflix original YouTube video ever.
Yeah.
Netflix original series, Why Jake Paul Sucks.
Netflix original series, The Downfall of Jake and Logan Paul.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. At the moment, I'm just looking for some footage that because I don't know if you know this, but last week I went garage selling and picked some stuff up. And when I got back home, there was a parcel waiting for me at the front of my house. And Jared sent me some tapes he was meant to bring up when he came to Adelaide. But I forgot. But he forgot. So what he did was
no, I'm not going to bother singing that.
He mailed them out to me. I'm going to mail them back with DVDRs. But what I'm doing at the moment is what the plan is, I've got a few tapes which I've got lined up, which will just be ones I'm keeping, and those ones will have fewer ads.
Hello, Jared says it all the time. No, I know I say the N-word all the time. Of course, my boy Jackson would know that because we go to school, so of course he's going to know the fact that I say the N-word. So thank you, Jackson. And I don't say it just to be edgy, guys. I say it as a joke. Don't get me wrong, it is offensive to say it. Like if you go up to someone and you call them an F and N-word and tell them to go back to Africa or some one of their countries. Yeah, like Johnny Rebel does, and that's racist. But if you do it in a joking matter, like if you're joking or you just say it to a friend, I don't think it's offensive. I agree with iDubbbz's fucking point on that. When he did that video.
Speaking about offensive, I think these Yoram Gross cartoons are way more offensive than
oh yeah, like the Asians
could be in a million years. Can we rewind that for a sec? This is Around the World with Dots. Some poor sod wanted to record.
Oh yeah, this is what I recorded.
No,
not me. This is one of the tapes I sent out.
This is one of the tapes Jared sent out. I'll just show you this. This is from the late '80s. Not so much that. But
Black Child.
You got a guy with a turban coming up.
Oh my god! I need to make a joke, but I'm so tempted not to.
It's a turban kid, and he looks a bit like.
Wait, is he Muslim?
I'm not sure. He just does the typical golly gosh sort of thing.
Golly gosh, bro. Yeah.
You know that, out of shows.
It's like Dive Ollie Dive.
Like sorry. And there's more racial stereotypes in this one sequence here. Thanks, Yoram Gross. You're an understanding Jew.
And thank you, YouTube, for copyrighting our video.
Hey, look, it's a Chinese stereotype. The
reason why I'm talking over the audio is so I don't get copyrighted again, like I did with that fucking Eminem thing, that Eminem diss track.
Hey, look, they're even taking a piece out of the Aboriginal people. Great.
Oh, no. Well, I said something pretty racist that I'm not going to repeat on the podcast.
Turban guy, some other...
But I can't talk. Like, you can talk, but I can't.
Yeah.
because I've said pretty offensive shit, but that's just as a joke.
Yeah, Around the World with Dot. You know, it's a Christmas film where it's
like Blinky Bill's White Christmas.
Yeah, and I really mean White Christmas.
Netflix got even more gay. No, I know. Have you seen on Netflix? Have you seen that new show they did where they tried to do like black stereotypes and it failed? And then they had to apologize because they were being politically incorrect and racist.
I reckon this dates to 1988, actually, Jared.
Yep. F off, I am Aboriginal. Nah, all right. Nah, look, I don't hate Aboriginal people. I have many friends that are... I'm getting the Hillary Clinton thing. No, but I've got many friends that are Aboriginal, so, you know.
No, I'm making fun of the fact that all these stereotypes in this Yoram Gross thing are just so... These are all... This is the 1980s, let me point out, by when this was made. And it's just laden with stereotypes. And
of course.
And it's also to note with this film is that Yoram Gross went and his family fled from Israel during the late 60s, and also he was one of the people that was during he had to escape the Holocaust. So
my apologies to the Jews that got killed in the Holocaust. I'm sorry that I keep making jokes about it, but I'm sorry that it happened, but I'm not sorry for making jokks.
Well, this cartoon pretty much is just it's pretty much
the Holocaust in one.
Well, basically the concept is, hey, we gotta look for from the last film.
We gotta look for Dot, you lay. We gotta look for Dot, bro.
No, basically, if you're not familiar, Dot is a character from these children's books from 1899.
Yeah, and they made like fucking 15 movies about Dot and a fucking kangaroo that they look like they're gonna root each other.
No, what happened was the first one is actually really good. Dot the kangaroo.
15 movies, you'd think I would love you.
hey, look, it's the Russian.
But you would think after 15 movies they would like root each other after 15 movies together, or something like that.
Also note that the bears are also Russian.
Oh no, it's like Blinky Bill with the dingoes.
Yeah. Well, with these Russian bears, someone should just make a meme edit on Instagram where it's being put in a freaking Pornhub thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, because Russian porn. Just kidding.
Oh no. Or if they were German, you could have called it German poop porn. Because there's an actual thing where German people like poo on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. German poop porn, part 2500.
You got a bunch of reindeers for some reason.
Rudolph the Red. No, I'm not going to bother.
Rudolph. But this film is pretty much the concept. It starts off...
Won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
It pretty much starts off with Dot and his like brother or something.
What? Yeah, so this is Santa and John Howard talking to each other.
Yeah, Santa and John Howard.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a very incoherent film.
It's like that picture like Casey had of John Howard where someone drew a dick on his head and a Hitler mustache and it said, "Can you fuck me now?"
Oh yeah, I get it, Jackson. Bear porn.
Basically, no, bear porn's funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Tim the Bear Rule 34 of Tim the Bear from the Cleveland Show? There's Rule 34 of him having sex with Cleveland's wife.
No, but I also like to point out that We Bear Bears pretty much is the greatest. It's a conspiracy, but it takes place. Basically, this is a universe where bears.
You're talking about conspiracies? Oh no, geez, Alex.
No, I reckon the Cartoon Network show We Bear Bears takes place in a universe where bears have become artificially smarter, and also that includes.
Oh, that means they can fuck humans.
Yeah, basically, in this universe. Certain animals have been found out to be intelligent, so the government has made illegal so you can F animals or something.
Oh, it's like that. Have you ever seen that Cassidy Boone video when she does that? No, have you ever seen that Cassidy Boone video where she responds to Marcus Dibb when she says, "You and your Tony Abbotts"? Have you ever seen that? It's like the bears. It's like you and your bears. Like replace the Tony Abbott thing. It's like you and your bears or whatever. How she says it.
Yeah.
You and your Tony Abbotts.
So I'm convinced that with how Panda dates several other characters in the show, that it's somehow in this universe, anthropomorphic talking bears can date other humans, basically.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about one topic I want to get over and done with. Yeah. You know Jake Paul's dead. Yeah. Did you hear? Yeah. What happened was he got caught with this what happened was the hackers uploaded this video or whatever. And they reckon that the girl might be underage. This was a couple weeks ago. And oh man. And the fact in the video, if you ever they posted the video on Twitter and it's like, are you ready to come again? And it's the worst fucking video ever, the lighting and everything. And it's just so creepy. And now I can get why KSI was making jokes about Jake and Logan's dead.
Yeah.
He's a creep, bro. Are you ready to come again? What a fucking weirdo.
I know.
Bro, and he got caught. So now what he's doing right. Have you ever seen he did an Instagram video and he had this piece of paper and he's trying to offer the hackers a job and shit. It's hilarious. He's trying to offer the hackers a job.
Hey guys, would you like to be my media research guy?
No, he's like this. He's like, look guys, would you like to be a part of my intelligence? Look, guys, I got hacked. Hacking is an adult way of cyberbullying you. Hacking is a way of cyberbullying. Is an adult way of cyberbullying. And then he's like, yo, no, you guys are really great, man. I'd love you to join my group. All you would have to give me back is my AOL account. Please give me back my fucking AOL account. And he cracks the shits when he talks about his AOL account.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the private shit is, if you know what I mean.
I didn't even know AOL is still in existence. I thought that died off.
Yeah, it still does. Greg Paul is the only person I know in the last 5 years that has a fucking AOL account.
Hey guys, give me back my AOL account.
You better give me back my AOL account. Please give me back the AOL account.
I reckon the only reason AOL's still going is probably Greg Paul gives all his money to keep it going because he doesn't want to use any other provider.
He probably does.
He's probably like, I don't want to use this.
No, he's like this. He's like, I don't want to open a Gmail. I'm too old to make a Gmail. I might as well make a fucking AOL account from 10 years
no, basically he sends them. He keeps AOL in business just basically by giving them tons of money.
He'd be like, oh, I need guys. He's like, no. He's like, guys, I need my AOL account. I need the money. Can I give you some money to keep AOL in business? And they're like, yeah, bro, no problem, man.
But you have to be quiet about me fucking an under 18-year-old girl.
Oh, okay? Are you trying to do a Bill Cosby impression?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Fucking Bill Cosby.
Hey, when X isn't gay.
He got 10 years in prison. That's absolutely mental. Or free, I don't bloody know.
Yeah.
No, but man, Jake Paul's dad, what a weirdo, bro.
Yeah.
And the first thing that made me suspicious of him was when it wasn't even that kissing video. Someone showed me Jake Paul back in fucking March 2017. And at the time I thought, man, this kid ain't gonna become famous. He's a fucking puff, you know.
Yeah.
A couple months later he becomes famous and the first video that my mate showed me was this video of Greg and he just seemed so fucking weird. He's like this, he's like, hey guys, I'm Jake's dad or whatever, and he's acting all weird. He's like, please contact me through Jake's email, and it's so weird how he says it too. Makes it even worse. He's such a fucking and then eventually the hackers realized that he was bullshitting because they ended up releasing a screenshot from the video. Them and Kovas released a screenshot from the video where it's his bed railing. Because there's a post on his Instagram where he shows a picture of his dog and the bed railing's almost the exact same as in that video where he tells the girl if she's ready to come again.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so they reckon that, and they don't know how old the girl is because the girl hasn't come out. So they reckon he might be a pedo.
Yeah, so they reckon he might be a pedo.
Oh, yeah. And the worst part is, what worries me with this is the fact that kids are the ones who are buying their shit. That's what worries me.
I know. It's basically,
and the fact that they're messaging him, asking him to meet up with Jake. You don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. He could be doing some fucking Dan Schneider shit.
I know exactly. Basically,
if you suck on my man titties, I'll let you meet Jake. That sort of thing. You know.
I like to just think that Jake and Logan Paul, the only reason their career exists is because it's just like his father was like, "Hey, I want you to be a YouTuber, but I want to do usual stuff like actually making commentary videos."
You know Nerd City? Have you ever heard of a dude called Nerd City? Did you see his fucking video on Jake where he exposes Jake for like having a business involving kids? Like he exposes the fact that Jake may be abusing the kids.
Yeah. Oh, hi Josh, how you going? Yeah, it's one of my friends or something who's watching at the moment.
That's right, but like it's so weird. Like even as a kid, like Jake and Logan have always been cringy, even when they're kids. Have you ever seen the video of Logan when he has like braces and shit, and he's like, "Hey guys, it's Logan Paul. Please go buy some Bush merch or whatever." And he did this
Buy the Bush merch. Buy the Bush merch.
No, because him and Jake did this thing where they ripped off Smosh. Like they ripped off Smosh and everything, like the name and the fucking merch and everything.
Buy the Bush merch. George
and then
Bush
eventually
merch.
they became big on Vine, where they became bigger than Smosh.
If you haven't realized why I've been looking over into the corner, I've been just trying to pay attention to the screen because when I first started looking at this, there was no ads anywhere on here, and now this thing has told me that there is that basically there have been no ads.
It's just John Farnham.
Perry Wexy tonight. All right, I'm just gonna rush down the name.
I'm never gonna let you down. No, I'm not gonna bother.
I've been constantly looking over the corners. Now we finally got some ads, I think.
And what worries me with Jake and Logan's business is the fact that their dad runs it.
Their dad runs it basically. Up.
Yeah, and he could be like luring kids with that. That's the worst.
He could be the Dan Schneider of YouTube.
Oh yeah, the Dan Schneider of YouTube. Oh yeah. If he's telling kids, oh yeah, you can meet Jake, you just have to do me some favors. Oh, kids will do anything to meet fucking Jake and Logan Paul.
Oh, sorry, it's not Josh, it's Chris.
No, that's all right. No, but he can use fucking like Greg can use anything to these kids' advantage because kids are like stupid. So he could say something like, "Oh, if you meet Logan, can you suck on my pickle so you can meet Logan?" Like that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah, he's probably just a major predator, and at the same time, you know, it's just sad because he's the manager. He could be doing anything, but because he's behind the scenes and that he's his father.
Especially if he's working in a business that's with kids. Oh yeah, kids are the most easiest to manipulate. Like kids and women are the most easiest people to manipulate.
Yeah.
And he could say to these kids, "Oh, hey kids, if you want to meet Jake, you're gonna have to suck on my dick or something like that." He could be telling these kids that, and the kids would actually do it just so they could meet Jake Paul. Like,
exactly.
It's not the first time Team 10's had a fucking pedo.
Who was the first?
Apparently it was Nick Crumpton, my mate, the meme.
Yeah.
Nick Crumpton. Yeah, apparently he was doing some stuff behind the scenes, but there's no really any proof to it.
Yeah.
Besides a DM that was released of Nick saying that he wanted a guy to suck his dick.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like Nick Crumpton.
Who else could be in? What worries me is that who else in fucking like Team 10's a pedo? Like they could be hiding heaps of pedos.
I know.
Under the watchful eyes of kids.
Let it happen.
Under the shields of kids. Are you quoting your movie section when he's like, just keep enabling it. Just let it happen. It's totally fine. Like, yeah. No, just keep enabling it, Cool Cat. It's totally fine. Like, nothing's going to happen at all. Nothing at all.
Cool Cat sees the kids.
No, but exactly. Like, the worst part is that the fact that Jake and Logan have such a big presence with kids and the media, it makes it even more sickening. I reckon the media is, like, covering all of it up. Like, they probably know something that everyone else doesn't. That's what kind of is more fucked up.
Yeah, it's probably covered up like many of the cases, like Jimmy Savile.
Oh yeah. Oh, like, Kevin Spacey. Oh, Harvey Weinstein. Oh, Louis C.K. No, I'm not going to quote Louis C.K. because all he did was just jerk off and whatever. You know.
Yeah, it's a very two-sided story.
Yeah. So Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, Jimmy Savile, Gary Glitter, Rolf Harris.
Actually, I was in a
Robert Hughes
shop yesterday. Yeah. I was in a knock shop yesterday, and they had the videotape of Rolf Harris live in concert from 2001 for sale.
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, they actually had that.
Oh, man, you should buy it for the meme.
Why would I want to buy it for the meme? It's Rolf Harris.
I don't care. I have the fucking I have the Rolf Harris fucking videotape that they did in the 80s that they sold. That
Do you
promotion
have
tape.
that live in concert?
No, I don't. Jake, peg diddle 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 dum with his extra.
Do you want me to buy it for you at some point?
Oh yeah, if you ever see it again, oh yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay, we've had one ad break.
Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, with Jake Paul, it's just so messed up, and I'm gonna kind of skip it anyway because I might be breaching some thing to it, so I'm gonna probably skip over it now.
I was gonna ask Chris, how you been enjoying the reels that I gave you and the video 8 tape that I gave back to you? Because it's been a while since I've talked to you. I saw you a few weeks back. Only last week, I think. But how you been? Yeah. So I'm just having a look at this at the moment because
the other thing I wanted to talk about is the ABC, how they fired Australia's Susan Wojcicki.
Finally, but apparently there's more to it than what we thought.
All right, you can explain it. I'm gonna have a bit of a break for a sec. You can explain it.
There's more to it than what we thought. Michelle got fired mainly due to the fact that the board at the ABC wanting her to fire 2 other journalists, and at that point she didn't want to. So basically, she fired the board fired her in response, and so now other members of the chairman, other members of the board, including the chairman, had to step down. There could be more people stepping down. There has been sent into a royal commission into the ABC. Honestly, a royal commission, I reckon it would have to talk about their programming and how many controversies under the rug. Thing.
Oh yeah, if there's a lot to it, there could be a lot. As an example, ex-employees who were fired for disagreeing with them could be one of the things.
That's sort of things that could also come up in the documents as well.
Yeah.
And it's just to the point where ABC has been at this shit quality programming for at least a few years now, since 2016, since Michelle's pretty much induction. I mean, ABC had the occasional good program, but trying to find anything on ABC nowadays is like a diamond, like trying to find a speck of gold in a barrel full of rat shit. It's basically that.
Oh yeah.
He's a loser.
He's a loser. Then why the fuck are you with him if he's a loser?
It's Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, but why the fuck are you with him if he's a loser? If you think he's a loser,
next Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna be with him when he turns into a wolf. It's totally fine.
Get it? Because we're gonna play Thriller.
Yeah, mental retardation. Nah, but it seems interesting with the fucking Michelle Wojcicki thing.
Yeah,
it's just interesting. There's so much that could be hidden.
Going on. It's just, they all keep it hush hush.
Incompetent journalism could be one of the things. Political bias could be another one of the things that can be exposed out of it.
Also,
the fact that they're trying to promote a leftist agenda to fucking kids, like a left. Agenda
that's the kind of thing. It's both left and right, but the ABC is kind of like it's got the ABC is kind of like just doing it for political favors from the Liberal Party, and that's the kind of like commercial stations have a corporate bias. It's known, and they just
exactly, like fucking CBS News and CNN News and fucking.
And what they do is they choose which stories are going to be left and right.
Yeah, I'm Mark Latham. I'm Mark Latham, and welcome to Insiders, where we expose racists. Well, meanwhile, no, I'm not going to bother. Because all the idiots are going to fucking go, oh, why are you roasting Mark Latham? Mark Latham's a fucking sick cunt. I know the comments I'm going to get.
What the hell is this?
He's all right, Mark Latham. I agree with him on some things. Other things I think he's a complete fucking retard on.
Oh, by the way, just finished making up the DVD.
Oh, hell yeah, boy. No, but man, so much could come out of that whole Michelle Wojcicki thing. It's fucking mental.
I know. I'm just trying to pay attention to the screen.
The ABC. I hope there will be a royal commission. I'm not going to be one of those fuckwits that says the ABC should be defunded. And make fucking petitions saying, oh yeah, we should defund the ABC and SBS. But but let's not attack Channel 7. Let's just suck up to Channel 7. Even worse a garbage television more than the ABC is. And you complain about I love how these like fucking channels like I'm sorry if I have to mention a few names, I don't give a fuck. But people like Bering that will complain about Channel 7 and how shit they are. But then once 7 leans a fucking certain side, then they go, oh yeah, no, 7's alright. Yeah, we agree with them on this story about fucking Sudanese crime wave. Even though that they're probably doing it to suck up our asses.
Yeah, I know. I've seen cases where they did a story on. I know
the Russian feminist who spewed acid on Guy's crotch.
No, he poured bleach on, and the way Koshi and Sam said it on Sunrise, they was like, "Oh, disgusting," and that. But in the sincerity of their voice, you could tell that they didn't really mean it.
Oh yeah, they loved it, of course, because it's fucking shitting on men, of course. If it was the opposite, where a man went up to women and fucking destroyed their shopping bags, that cunt would get so much backlash. But because it's a woman doing it to men, they don't give a fuck.
Like they did the same thing with the consent to nappies thing. They really tried to act like they were outraged, but they really underplayed it.
I'm so outraged by these nappies.
Yeah, basically that's what was happening. They basically to get people's goodie points from everyone, they pretended to be outraged, but you could tell because it so comes across in their delivery and the way in their expressions, you can tell that they're lying.
Oh yeah,
just so they can get goodie points from the. That's the thing about it. It's
all it is. It's like what look. I don't agree with everything Jordan says. I'm going to say that right now because people are saying, "Oh, you suck Jordan's dick." Why do you always talk about Jordan? I know cunts are going to say that. I don't agree with everything Jordan says. I think some things he's absolutely retarded, but that's my opinion.
Oh yeah. Like
when he made that fucking like so many, but I'm not going to bother listing them now. I'm not.
Yeah, you could take a whole list. Like I've got a whole bunch of instances with Jordan that you can make a whole fucking list of some of the dumb shit he's done in videos.
Mm-hmm. Like what? Can you name one or two, just as an example?
Fucking hell. Talking to people at nightclubs and you'll be able to make friends in one earlier video. That was a load of shit. The whole rice gum and is a good like I like rice gum sort of thing on one of his
when he's like, oh yeah, no, rice gum's all right. He's not a cunt. He's not doing it for the money. He's doing it for the money, but you know.
Yeah, so that's a few of them alone. There's like a whole ton of them I could just list off, and we'd be here all fucking day.
Oh yeah. But besides Jordan, but I do agree with one thing Jordan did say though, was about the political bias and how they're being paid. Of course, they're being paid to supply the political bias. Like fucking CNN, how they were getting paid by Hillary Clinton's fucking team to have dinner with her and lick her clit and have coffees and shit. And then they talked about it later on and went, "Oh yeah, we were having coffees with Hillary Clinton. She was so nice."
Yeah, of course they're just being nice because she want to get political favors.
Same with fucking Fox News. How that fucking what's her name? What's that fucking retarded chick's name? The one everyone quotes and she's like, "This will backfire." Kanye West, fucking Tony or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
she's a fucking retard. Like absolute retard. I'm sorry if you're on the right and you agree with her with most of the things she says, you are fucking retarded. Like, look, I'm on the right myself. Technically, I'm a bit of a. I just my political view is just freedom of speech. But like, if you agree with everything she says, like with Ben Shapiro, you're a retard. Like, you're a retard. Or fucking Paul Joseph Watson, or Alex Jones, or any of those sort of companies. You agree with everything they say, like a meth head. You are a meth head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and do something. I'll be back.
This will backfire. Kanye West, like what a retard. What a retard, man. Oh, why are you shitting on fucking Tonya Harding? Tonya fucking. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Bro, I shit on both sides of the political spectrum because they're both retarded.
Okay. labels. We got some labels. None are there because I'm not bothered to, honestly. Hang on a sec. We might also need that. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I gotta get the pencil out. Forgot that. Michael. Okay. I just gotta get something else out.
Yeah. No, all good. No, but as I was saying, they all have a political bias. Even fucking people who claim that they're civil and they're on the right, they all have a political bias. They all do it for some sort of money. Maybe even Jordan himself gets paid. There has to be ways the cunt's making money to do fucking both YouTube and college. Might I add.
Midday at
the
movies.
Like, just so many retards, man, on the internet.
The movies with...
but Jared, you may be a retard yourself. No, I know. But the thing is, I'm not trying to use it as self-awareness, but like, there's so many idiots on the internet, bro, that you can't even have a civil discussion with anymore. Like, so many people have been like, and as this political correctness too is like fucking ridiculous. Like, so many people have been like kicked out of colleges and have been fired all because they support someone like fucking Tommy Robinson, me boy Tommy Robinson, which, you know, or supporting someone like that, or supporting fucking, oh, who's his name? Supporting, you know,
trying to rush up your copy.
Like getting fired. Like, look, I don't agree with people who support fucking Alex Jones and all that. But if you want to support him, it's totally fine. I don't really care. Just don't make me support him. That's all. Like with any of them.
1907.
Hello, hello. The left are trying to normalize. No, God.
No, the break's gonna be even bigger.
Help me, bro. I'm dying just trying to make a joke.
A miracle.
Fucking, I don't agree with both sides, I'll be honest. You know. I'll be honest. You know, one thing I want to talk about, actually, I want to get this kind of skipped over to, honestly, is did anyone watch the grand final on the weekend? Did anyone watch the AFL grand final? One in the chat, and I'm joking. Don't do the one in the chat. But if you watch the AFL on the weekend, then, you know.
7 technical.
You know, if anyone watched the AFL on the weekend, then that's fine, you know. If you watch the AFL on the weekend, then that's pretty good, you know. I didn't watch the AFL, I'll be honest. I'm not, and people, like, the thing was, I didn't watch it, right? And then on Twitter, some fucking people were like tweeting me, like, oh, Collingwood lost, bro. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you're a Collingwood supporter. They have no teeth. Just the usual fucking shit dickheads will say when they watch footy. But that's just my opinion. But look, honestly, I honestly couldn't give a fuck who won or lost. I even said to myself, I'm like, I don't care who wins or loses. I really don't care. I even said that the day before the game. I'm like, I don't care, honestly. To someone, like, someone said to me, oh, do you think Collingwood's going to win? And I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I don't care, you know. I don't care if they lose or win. I honestly don't. I honestly don't. You know, that's just you know, my thing on that. And oh, speaking of the grand final, you know Jimmy Barnes, my boy, my fucking boy Jimmy Barnes. We're here to go.
Okay, so
I like Barnes.
get in the back of that. Back in a minute. Well, now she
That part about the grand final, right, was fucking Jimmy Barnes' daughter performed for the AFL, right? But you know, I don't care, honestly. You know, I wasn't salty about that. The thing that made me fucking salty was the fact that the bitch still sung for the fucking AFL, but then said shit that, oh, we should ban Australia Day, that it's fucking racist and all this sort of garbage. That's the thing. Oh, Australia Day is racist. Fucking racist. Yeah, she said Australia Day was racist. And then cunts actually called her out in a joke and they said, oh, you're a retard. And it's not the first time the Barnes family is fucked up. Like, her dad's even just as retarded. He's just like, oh, yeah, let's just let the refugees in. It's totally fine. No crime's going to happen at all. There's going to be no crime. This was 5 years ago, might I add, on a fucking ABC program. He said something like, oh, yeah, we should let refugees in. It's totally fine. 5 years later, we're like one of the highest countries for like crime. We're like one of the highest countries for crime. Legit. You haven't even watched my program, bro. No, but like the highest rate for crime over here. Oh, hey Sam.
Empty the password. I just gotta do a few things. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Nah, that's alright. I was just gonna ask you a question. Alright, so but Jimmy Barnes' daughter, man, she sung for the Australian national anthem, right? Which I respect. I don't care. It was the shit she said about our country, trying to make out like we're racist, we should give back the land, and we shouldn't celebrate Australia Day. Look, don't get me wrong, it's fucked up what it's fucked up what the British did hundreds of years ago. But the problem is, right, with that, my only problem with that is what they did was wrong, right? I'm not justifying it. It's fucked up. It's wrong. It's barbaric. But what I don't like is that they're trying to ban Australia Day. But if you think about it logically, Australia Day is celebrating everyone to get together as a country. If you want to be technical, it's celebrating everyone to get together as a country. And that's all I'm saying. It's to celebrate everyone to get together as a country, be happy, whatever, right? And that's the thing, That's all I'm saying, and people can call me racist for saying that. I don't give a shit. But, it's the truth. Australia Day celebrates diversity. All you fucking idiots complain about, oh, you should all be diverse. Australia Day is already fucking diverse, okay? Everyone knows Australia Day is diverse as fuck. So stop saying that we're not diverse. Australia Day is pretty diverse. We let in refugees every year. Like, every year on Australia Day, new refugees are allowed to come in and live as people and work for our country and help our society. And yous all complain about it. Yous all talk about how we should accept refugees. We should let refugees work here. Oh yeah, maybe what what's going to happen if you don't have Australia Day? Refugees won't be able to come in as people in our country, and yous will just contradict your whole point. That's my little mini rant about that whole Australia Day debate. In my opinion, that's my mini rant about the Australia Day debate. I just think it's retarded. I just think it's retarded that we're fighting over shit like Australians having a holiday. I really think we need to fight actual shit, like actual oppression in the Middle East, like people who are actually being oppressed and killed, children that are being murdered by MS-13 and gang members, stuff that actually needs to be talked about. Children being killed, women being raped and stoned. We need to talk about real issues, and we need to do real stuff, not just this whole, oh yeah, let's just fight about a one fucking day that everyone celebrates and gets together and has a fucking VB, bruh. In their fucking Commodores,
Commodores? Because are you keeping up with the Commodore? Because the Commodore is keeping up with you, Jared.
Oh, I was talking about Jimmy Barnes' daughter. Jimmy Barnes' daughter, my boy Jimmy. His daughter went on the AFL Grand Final. She sung the Australian national anthem.
Yeah.
And then after they interviewed her after it, and she said, "Oh yeah, we need to stop celebrating Australia Day. Australia's racist or some shit like that." And you know what's even worse is the fact that she sung our national anthem. If you fucking hate our country so much for being racist, why the fuck did you sing our national anthem? If you really hate this country,
it's basically
why did you sing our national anthem?
Well, great.
It's not the first time a Barnes family member is fucked up. Especially Jimmy when he was on ABC 5 years ago and they asked him about the refugee crisis. And he said, yeah, just let the refugees in. They'll be totally fine. They won't do nothing wrong to our country. and 5 years later, the country's proved him wrong. The refugees have proved him wrong by committing crime. Crime's at an all-time high. We're almost getting close to Sweden and the UK and France at the moment.
But
The crimes are pretty bad. Getting assaulted.
basically, because he just thinks, well, in my day, we just beat each other up.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is with fucking Jimmy? The cunt has been so unhumbled for fucking years that he lives in this liberal fucking bubble where nothing can happen to him. And where the cunt lives, he lives in like the most fucking widest area in Australia. He lives in one of the most widest areas in Australia.
What's
And
that?
he loves refugees so much. Maybe actually live in the city. But no, you're going to actually witness the real shit with living in the city and living in country towns. Like us people.
Yeah. Well, the fact about Jimmy Barnes is that he himself is an immigrant from Scotland who moved to Elizabeth West during the 60s, and he had at the hands of the abuse of his father and the fact that he had to deal with a bunch of shit like one of it like almost getting raped and stuff, living in Elizabeth West, which is now Davern Park. And now years later, he's now it's like, yeah, refugees. Yeah, you let
the refugees in. They won't rape or hurt anyone. Most of them won't hurt. Like, especially the Muslim refugees. Let them in. Most of them won't rape women and treat women like shit. Not at all. And they won't rape little boys who haven't grown a mustache or a beard yet.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, don't you see the irony that he came from a similar background and now he's advocating for that background without any clearance checks or anything for anyone being let in.
He's a fucking goose.
The only difference between the refugees now and the refugees in his day was the fact that they had clearance checks.
Oh, you know what was different? Back in them days, the refugees actually worked to fucking live here. All the Croatians and the Polish, they all work to fucking live here and be civil. These new refugees don't give a fuck. They have witnessed shit that none of us have seen, and they don't give a fuck who they hurt or who they kill.
The thing about it is with the new
and there's no background checks. Look, don't get me wrong. I don't care if a refugee comes in as long as there's background checks on these people.
In those days when Jimmy was younger, it was different. In those days, you kind of kept silent on abuse going inside your family, and you kept hush about that. Times have changed, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, you've also
enabling abuse. No, I'm joking. That's. I bet you to God they're gonna edit this clip and someone's gonna call it "Jimmy enables abuse" Part 1.
Part 1. Jimmy enables abuse.
You know what's ironic is that he made this fucking movie or whatever about how he got abused by his family.
I saw that in the movies.
No, I know. It's ironic, and then he's letting in certain refugees that will abuse people.
Yeah.
Which is even more ironic.
Yeah, the irony in it.
Yeah, look, I agree with him. I think we should let in refugees, but I think there needs to be background checks as well.
Yeah.
I don't think we should let everyone in. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
We're already overpopulated as it is. We have fucking, alone in Melbourne, there's like probably 25 million people apparently in Melbourne.
But you got to also look at this. You also got to look at the same time. When Jimmy lived in Elizabeth, it was a brand new suburb in the 60s. It was brand new. It's kind of like where a lot of suburbs are today, like you know, Lightsview, and now developments over at over out near Highmarsh Way, that area, the redevelopment that area. But what I'm trying to get at is that Elizabeth, there's certain parts of Elizabeth are very fallen into decay, because a lot of the people that, don't forget, when Jimmy moved there in the 60s with his family, that they were Scottish immigrants. There was also people from England, because they were encouraged after the Second World War to settle in Australia. There was immigrants from places in Europe like Holland, and this happened in a lot of different cities. In those days also, the immigration was different. It's been, as you know, the process is an offshore processing, which can be even more disastrous results, such as but when Jimmy went for immigration, all these immigration places that existed, they were all based in Australia in the cities, and they had hostels. And later, the one he went to was the Jets Cross Hostel, which I've been to Treasure Trove many times. Obviously, it's way different, but some of the areas he pointed out near his hostel, I recognize, like the trees, for example.
Syrian refugee. Oh yeah.
We had like a bunch of other a bunch of other migrant hostels around Adelaide. We had, I think, the Smithfield Hostel out north. There was also the I think there was one in Glenelg, I think. But as you know, as all things happen, the hostels got phased out in the 70s and 80s, except for the Villawood Migrant Hostel, which is now the detention centre in Sydney. That's still operational.
For migrants.
But that's still operational and running that one. Of course, Villawood was famous for, that's where Australian music history was made, with not only the formation of the Easy Beats there, the Van Red Young songwriting team that's similar in vein as to John Lennon and Paul McCartney when they first met each other at the Villawood at the Wilton Church Fete, and also the two younger youngs, Angus and Malcolm, who would later go on to form AC/DC, living as kids for a few months there. So there's that connection there as well. But with a lot of these places, like as I said, they got phased out in the 70s and 80s. When they demolished a lot of those hostels, which a lot of them were like, I think, ex-army from after World War II, because they were like rounded huts in those days that were used during the Second World War for training purposes. Those places are now demolished. They've now become suburbs, and a lot of places like Smithfield, as already mentioned, the migrant hostel that was out there, that's now a suburb, and that's very synonymous with being a very poor part of Adelaide. So, which I've been to, so I should know. Probably the most poorest part of the whole of the Smithfield division of Elizabeth is actually Smithfield Plains. Like they've got a co-op building for people that don't have enough money for food, and the sort of the shopping complexes there, they haven't looked like they haven't been painted in ages. It just has this very dry feeling to the whole place.
Yeah.
So and where Jimmy lived, he lived in Elizabeth West, which is now Davern Park, which is one of the notorious places for crime in Adelaide.
Oh yeah, for rape and assault and robbery.
Yes, that basically it's got that reputation in Adelaide.
Because they let in too many refugees.
But as I said, Jimmy Barnes lived there when it was called Elizabeth West. And of course, if you don't know, in '93 they renamed it Davern Park by, I think, Margaret Avon, part of Penfield or something, and then just probably this means nothing to you, Jared, does it?
No, I get some of it because I've been to Adelaide a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I've obviously tried to. When I
the most widest areas. No, I'm joking.
Well, with Adelaide, I've tried to. The thing about it is that whenever you get people who come from out of town, they'll always make that dumb joke. Elizabeth Bogan.
Oh my god!
And basically,
bro, have you been to the other parts, like where we slept near the caravan park? Like when we went there, it was so loud at night, and so many cunts were like banging at like 2 a.m. Couldn't even fucking get sleep, let alone get your dick sucked down there.
Well, Bogan parks were in part, but also at the same time, the way you were, that wasn't very Bogan.
Shut the fuck up, mate.
You were at Windsor Gardens. I mean, the San Remo factory is just down from there, where they make the pasta, and they also makes commissions for Balfour's.
No, not the pasta. I didn't care about that. It was not like at night. It was not in the morning. Sorry, it was at night.
Oh, it was at night. Oh, so you could kind of expect that from a caravan park, whatever caravan park you go to, really. But at the same time,
it was a good view when I woke up in the morning and saw a naked chick with her thong hanging out.
Oh, okay.
That was a good view.
Yeah, because Windsor Gardens, that area is pretty much synonymous with random. Pretty much the whole area is pretty much summed up by, I think, a school, and right next to it being an adult shop for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I'm not going to hold it against it. So also at the same time, we've also hang on a second, where the hell am I ripping from? Oh, and also at the same time, with Windsor Gardens having I don't know if you know this, but the San Remo factory, which where one of my relatives work, it's actually the San Remo factory they bought several properties down at Windsor Gardens just to make sure, and they actually own the lands and they actually lease it out to people who live there, so it's not constantly so they don't get complaints. And the area itself up a little bit up further, that's where they also make San Remo pasta, and also they have they also own Balfour's, which is pies and pasties and bakery. Yeah. Although in more recent years, the Balfour's has kind of fallen out of favor with people here in Adelaide. It's now more of a village state when it comes to locally owned bakeries.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Ethan. No, I'm joking.
It's your boy Ethan, and this is the safest word.
Fuck! I pulled a muscle in my leg. Son of a bitch.
Can I just tell you something, Jared? Did you like that Save the Squirrels initiative video that iDubbbz did, where he where he talked about trying to get rid of all those things that were like cups, yogurt cups. That
I saw a little bit of it. It was alright. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
You're not a big fan of Save the Squirrel initiative.
Yeah. I think like when he does those sort of shows like comedians on hoverboards and Content Cop and Kickstarter crap and bad unboxing, I love that shit. How many episodes has he done of fucking Saving the Squirrels initiative?
It's done like tons. It's basically I think that iDubbbz has a fascination with nature, and he can't obviously say it because
oh yeah, because cunts will go, "You're fucking gay, lol," and then you'll be like, and then you'll have to do the "I'm gay" meme for the fucking 50th million time.
Well, I reckon he just does it out of love to do the same. He has it something. He finds it weirdly fascinating, so he keeps it going as a pet project.
Oh yeah, like Max Mofo, how Max Mofo does like the fucking Pokemon series or whatever.
Yeah, basically, I reckon he's a nature enthusiast, but he can't tell anyone because they'll think.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, "You're fucking gay," and then he'll be like, "Yeah, no, I'm gay."
So, and he always has to play an exaggerated character of himself. So I reckon that's his way of trying to show his nature off, I guess, just by doing the Save the Squirrels initiative series. That's the only way he can be funny, but also show his passion off in nature.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that's a good?
Yeah, I think that's...
God, fucking damn it! And a Siri just pops up. It's like I hate when I go to the side of my God, I hate when Siri just pops up. She's like, "Hey, Siri. Fucking damn it! Go piss off, Siri."
Fuck off, Siri. Yeah. Nah, but you know what's the worst is when I'm on the Hangouts and some cunt tries to call me. So annoying. Because you're trying to talk and some cunt's trying to call you at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Nah, but you know what? I want to kind of talk about nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
Those DVDRs you sent me were fucking mint. Like, no, sorry, not DVDRs. Fucking tapes and DVDRs were mint.
Just trying to. These tapes all have this weird thing where it's been painted on the side.
No, I know. Like, oh, that tape you sent me, Rory, the memeing car. Yeah.
You actually watched that one?
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty bad. Where they have the race car driver to explain that there's going to be a special episode.
The Australian race car driver. I recorded that. I don't know why. I just did it for reference.
Oh, yeah. Because you told me the story, right? Wasn't it so you could get like animation of Giggle and Hoot to make in a review or something that you were going to do?
I made figures of them. I was going to animate them in that fashion. I made a Jimmy Giggle figure out using, I didn't think I told you this part, but I actually made it using one of those like Kinder Surprise capsule things. Put plasticine around that because I still have really good sculpting skills. Because I don't know, I might. Who knows? You might see my art. I might be doing sculpting in the future. So, but I used to make plasticine figures in my spare time for shows, and I actually made these two stop motion puppets using, and I made the Jimmy Giggle thing using, I think it was like a tube, I think like just trying to get the stuff off while talking. It's really annoying me. At the same time, I was like, okay, But yeah,
No, exactly. Yeah, it's like that Rory the racing car thing. I remember that show when it first came out back in like '08 or something.
yeah,
I remember every cunt in my school was like, "Oh, bro, you gotta watch Rory the racing car. It's fucking sick." I watched it, and at first I kind of didn't like it, but then eventually I got on to liking it a bit and respecting it a bit more.
yeah. What I was going to say was with that, the Jimmy Giggle character was actually made using, as I said, one of those capsules from a Kinder Surprise. I think the body was used out of a toilet lube roll that I covered in masking tape, and I put several bendable joints in it, and then just covered the plasticine over it and sculpted it and molded it into the shape of hands and a body and whatnot. I think I did Dr. Phil in the same way. Either that, I think Dr. Phil was actually used out of a Panadol container done in the same fashion.
Wow.
Because I also made a Dr. Phil as well.
Hey, I'm Dr. Phil. Hey, I'm Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I made a really good looking Dr.
Catch
Phil.
me outside, girl.
I sculpted a really good version of Dr. Phil I was going to animate as well.
Yep.
Yo, I made the Catch Me Outside girl famous. Am I cool?
All right.
He's that cool, in fact, that whenever people make fun of the Catch Me Outside girl, he blocks all the fucking comments on his YouTube channel. He blocked any cunt from commenting.
I loved it when it's like when Dr. Phil was responding to the whole suicide forest.
Yeah, when fucking Entertainment Tonight went, oh yeah, we need views. Let's just get Dr. Phil to talk about Logan Paul. It's totally fine. He knows YouTube. He knows YouTube lingo. He made Catch Me Outside famous.
No, they got him.
What's your thought on Logan Paul in the suicide video?
I don't know. He's just a young kid. He's really stupid. I don't think that he's like mentally insane at all. I don't think it's weird.
How it went was he just he was commenting on how bad
he gave to them was so fucking like unexcusable.
No, if you've ever seen the Entertainment Tonight thing, he basically just Dr. Phil just goes.
He's just an average kid. He's just trying to have some fun, you know. Let him be a kid. Everyone makes mistakes, you know.
Well, the thing about it was that he made the dumbest comment. He actually commented on the because he'd watched the video of the suicide forest, and he just said about the whole thing and how it was how he thought it was disgusting and everything like that. And he mentioned at the end. But he says that, it shows that this kid probably can redeem himself. And this is the only time he's ever done it. And basically, if you know Logan Paul and how Jake and how they've done countless other bad stuff in the past, basically, what I can only imagine is that...
it's only his first mistake. He's only a kid, guys.
No, yeah. I love how that he says that, because... If you actually, I can just
guy. No, can I say something? This is the guy who like shat on the Catch Me Outside girl just for hitting her mom, which I'm not saying is justified, but this cunt like had a wail on about how you shouldn't hit your mom. It's not fun. It's not right. Fuck you, bitch. I ain't gonna do shit.
But it just makes me think that an intern minutes before the interview for Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, because Entertainment Tonight would have went, hey, Dr. Phil, can we do an interview?
Yeah, no, it's all right. And he's like, oh, fuck, please write me some shit down. And they're just like, okay. And then they write him some shit down. He's like, oh, yeah, no, he's just a kid. He's only made...
No, what I could only imagine is his intern showed him the video and then basically didn't bother researching all the other stuff.
What do you think? It's not the first time they've reported about a YouTuber and got the information completely 100%.
Well, it's like he doesn't watch all the other videos. He's just like, I'm just gonna watch this one video. Entertainment Tonight. I'm gonna be there, and then I'm gonna do the rest.
Pay attention to his YouTube channel. The fact that he treats his friends like shit, beats up on his midget friend, throws glass plates. Said that he wished that his brother would die from falling off his own bus. No, I'm gonna pay attention to none of that.
You know, it's like, no, the thing about it is he didn't pay. I bet you his intern only showed him that one video, and they didn't bother to watch all the other ones.
I don't even think he would have watched that video. I think the intern would have went, she would have just watched that video and wrote down what she thought from that video, gave it to him, and he would have went, oh, yeah, no, this is fine. It's not going to make me look bad. And then they give it...
the time, I have to go and have... I need to go... It was like...
I don't even think he watches YouTube. He's the type of guy that I reckon is still plays fucking what is it? Plays Dungeons and Dragons on his old fucking Windows 95.
No, I reckon how it goes is that he's like, I haven't got time to watch YouTube videos. I've got to write my script for Dr. Phil. I've got to have my copy, and also I have to sit for an hour and a half at the end of my wife's bed while she's completely naked, and she says, "You're not gonna have sex with me," and I just sit there for an hour and a half, taking it like a little bitch, and just wait for half.
Not just that, but I have to take Viagra so I can survive my dick from not shrinking in front of me.
Yeah, and so basically my wife doesn't put out, and I do that for an hour and a half every fucking day.
Plus, I have a pretty bad libido from my soy diet.
I'm Dr. Phil, and then I also read self-help books, and I just sit up.
Dr. Phil's a fucking. I'm sorry, that dude. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he's a fucking scam artist, in my opinion. Like, the shit he has said, most of it never fucking works. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, the shit he has suggested to parents has never fucking worked. Like, I remember my mom was watching an episode, and he suggested something like. He said something like, if you have an angry child, you should calm them down by, like, grabbing their arm and holding it really tight to say, I love you or some shit. Some fucking retarded shit like that.
I just called.
Because I love you.
That is like, okay, I'm
just called to love you.
Try that. I just called to say, I love you.
No, I know the joke you were going to make. You were going to sing Stevie Wonder's I Just Called to Say I Love You.
Yeah.
Whenever I see your smiling face. No, I'm not going to bother. Nah, but Dr. Phil is such a scam artist, right? So he did this thing, right? And then my mom tried it on me, and legit, I was even worse than I was before with the anger.
Yeah. I just called to say.
So I think he's a scam artist, and there's other things he's suggested. Like, I remember once my mom said to me or something like that, and she's like, because she watches a lot of Dr. Phil. That's how much of a fucking. That's how much
week on Dr. Phil.
That's how much of a normie she is. No, I'm joking. How much of a normie she is. She watches Dr. Phil. So, like, he suggested something like, if you want to lose weight, try and minimize your diet without any meat. Just have some veggies and drink orange juice if you feel thirsty or you feel hungry. So my mom tried this with me. We tried it for like 3 months, and I fucking failed. I put on 20 fucking kilos, and I failed.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Phil originally, before he goes on the show, he actually
he was on Oprah. Yeah, he was like eating out Oprah, and then they went, "Oh, hey, we'll give you your show," and he's just like, "Yeah, no problem, man. I want to have my own show. I don't want to be with fucking Oprah for the rest of my life."
Yeah, it's like he's just like Oprah's minge, just like from South Park. Just it's Dr. Phil.
Gary, I'm fucking dying, mate. Yeah, no. All right, put your hands up. He pulls out a gun from her minge. Yeah.
Yeah. But
how did I put my gun? Wait, how did he get a gun from out there? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the fucking Tally episode, the one that every cunt hates of that show. Like every fan from that show hates.
Yeah.
The fucking Tally episode, which I kind of like that episode. I think it's kind of funny how they tried to like stay away from South Park for that 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say with
yeah,
with
I'm not a towel.
What I was gonna say was the whole Dr. Phil. Well, with Dr. Phil in particular. If I'm gonna stick with Dr. Phil, I'm gonna watch the Doodle Burger one where it's like, this week on Dr. Phil. No, you have brought your family.
Better sit your ass down, or I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
You're gonna sign me. Well, fuck you. Okay, I'm Dr. Phil. I can put scissors inside your vagina to make a uni hole. You know what a uni hole is? Uni hole is when I cut a vagina into the anus, make one big bloody hole. It's one big.
Yeah, I love that video. Like the other video I love is I like when PewDiePie makes fun of Dr. Phil. I like that video PewDiePie makes when he takes the piss out of Dr. Phil. I like that video PewDiePie made where he took the piss out of Dr. Phil. And he wore a mustache and everything.
Phil.
He's like, I'm Dr. Phil. We're gonna promote the Catch Me Outside girl. We brought our own version of it because we couldn't find her. And then he like references, I think, little Wall Vicky or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard if I just go out and do a few things and I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. I'm 99% black. I'm 99% black. I'm 1% fucking. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. Well, Vicky's a funny human being. She's a funny human being. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, just a funny human being. I'm gonna have a look at the internet. Yeah. Gonna see it real slow. Gonna have a look at the internet. See what's been uploaded, my boys. No comments. Come on, guys. Give me one comment, please. I'll answer it. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm bored. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, but like Dr. Phil, he's just I think he's a scam artist, legit. Like that dude is like a fucking scam artist. Like he's not normal. Just I don't know. I just think he is. He's a fucking scam artist or something like that, you know. Like there's so much with that dude you could just call out on, and he's just like, for example, the fact that he promoted Catch Me Outside and he knew she was like fucking bad and he promoted her. He just promoted her. Like, what a retard. Yeah, so he promoted her and made her famous and then said to her when she became famous, oh, yeah, no, just be careful about the dark sides of. Like, they interviewed this cunt when she became like fully fucking famous. And he's like, he says something like, or whatever. They interview him. And they're like, "Oh, hey, what do you think about Danielle Bregoli? Or what do you think about Catch Me Outside becoming famous?" And he's just like, look, you know, I don't really like her being famous, but I hope that she does really well, and I hope that she doesn't go to the dark sides of fame. Like I've known many kids. Like, fuck off, cunt. Like, you should have said that's bullshit. She shouldn't become famous for fucking doing bad shit. Like, that's why I think he's a fucking scam artist. Oh, Jared, don't call Dr. Phil a scam artist. He's fucking cool. He's not. He's the type of shit that your fucking auntie watches and then goes, oh, yeah, no, I believe that Dr. Phil thinks you have autism because you shake your hand here and there. I missed out on the last episode. I will do a list. I will do a lot of questions in this episode. Okay. So if you got any questions, you know, answer them. Take as long as you need. But oh man, fucking media Treasure Trove now. Man, he's taking his sweet ass time. Man. Oh, man. So many people are funny now. People are funny. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, God. Man, I've watched so many fucking movies this month. No, actually. Yeah, I did watch quite a few movies this month, I'll be honest. Mainly a lot of stand-up specials on Netflix because I'm that much of a boring snooze fest. I watch a lot of stand-up. I recently watched fucking my boy Joe Rogan's new stand-up special. That was pretty good. Congratulations, Joe. Your fucking comedy special was excellent, mate. Fucking excellent. Hi, my name is Ben Shapiro. No. But Joe, man, Joe Rogan, bro, your fucking stand-up special was like excellent. I loved it. It's good as. It was good as, man. I fucking loved your stand-up. I'm not saying that to like suck your dick, but it was a good stand-up. It's smart. Oh, my boy will ask me the question. Oh, just please spoil the final episode, Sam.
Hi there. Oh, we got an ECP there, guys. So let's get this.
Wait, no, for real. I got a question. Can we talk about street smarts? Did you see the final episode or no?
Wait, it's the final episode. When was the final episode?
Monday. Last Monday.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to go back to. Hang on a sec. Thanks for letting me know that. I needed to know that.
Street smarts. Oh, God, I hate my life. Don't be smart. I hate my life. God, people are funny, man. Yeah, some people are funny. I'm Peter the Possum Man. No. I'm Peter the Possum Man. I'm Peter the Possum Man. I hate that ad so much. I hate that ad so much. The fucking Peter the Pasta Man. If anyone's seen that ad, that's fucking hilarious. Oh, what? Oh, what are your thoughts on the edgy Teen Titans trailers? Honestly, I've never watched fucking Teen Titans Go. I have watched the original Teen Titans fucking TV show from back in the days. I watched that as a kid. Haven't watched it in fucking 5 years. I have all the DVDs, but I haven't watched them in 5 years. How retarded does that sound? But Teen Titans Go, I never watched it. My cousins would always put it on, but I'd just walk away or do something else because I wasn't interested. You know, just that was my opinion. I didn't see it. Name a guilty pleasure movie you've seen. Oh hell, there's so many. There's so many guilty pleasures I could name. But if I had to narrow it down to 5, one of the guilty pleasure movies I like is Freddy Got Fingered. That's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me because I grew up on that fucking movie as a kid. Another guilty pleasure would be Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. I kind of feel guilty watching it, but you know, I like memeing it at the same time. Another one I kind of like for the nostalgia again is let me have a look. Let me look through my archives. Another one I like for the nostalgia per se is bloody what's that movie that everyone like takes the piss out of? Oh yeah, the Ringer with Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, that movie. And then another one I kind of have a guilty pleasure soft spot for is Like Mike. And then the other one, the final one is Fat Albert, the 2004 Fat Albert movie. Fucking Keena Thompson as Fat Albert. And then as an honorable mention for guilty pleasures, one of them would be Goober, home of the Goober, can't take God. Goober, home of the Goober, can't take God. I love that movie. I haven't watched that in like fucking. I haven't watched it in like bloody 10 years. In 10 years. I haven't watched it in like 10 years. No, look. With Teen Titans Go, I want to say something about Teen Titans Go. I don't hate that show. Like people keep asking me, "Oh, do you hate Teen Titans Go?" I don't.
You said that the final edition is Street Smart.
Oh yeah, the one, yeah, Street Smarts. Oh yeah.
Because I'm going away to Tasmania, I've stupidly set a timer for, because I haven't watched any of them, but I set a timer for next week's and the week after. And now knowing that the episodes aren't going to be on for the next, aren't going to be on. I had to go and delete the timer for next week and the week after.
Yeah.
For next Monday and the Monday after.
Yeah. As I was saying, I was talking about Teen Titans. Honestly, I don't think Teen Titans Go is the worst cartoon ever. There's a lot of cartoons I've seen that are fucking more worse.
Yeah.
Busy Buses. Does anyone remember that? With like the really bad
Busy Buses.
Yeah, with the really bad cardboard animation. Like the really bad animation. No, even the humans on the show, at least with Thomas the Tank Engine, you got to give that shit one props. At least the humans kind of looked real. With this show, the humans look like fucking wax figures on a set. They look like cardboard cutouts of humans that you see on ads. And then another cartoon I could name that's even worse is Sally. Wait, Sally is on the case now. Yeah, Sally Bollywood. That's pretty bad as well. Dive Ollie Dive is fucking awful. And then the 90s Skippy cartoon, the Urim Gross cartoon. Yeah. And then Zigbee, one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Not because it's for kids. I'm not gonna say it's not because it's for kids, just in general. I watched it with my little cousin. Even my little cousin who's like, even my niece who's like 4 years old said this was shit and wanted me to change it. So then I put on some like fucking Johnson and Friends and she liked that more.
Busy Buses, I'd have to say, from watching it back here, that with the
worst animation ever. Even the fucking mouths don't even move right. Yeah, the mouths don't even move right. So when they talk, their mouths like do the like. Have you ever seen the Ninja Turtles thing that Doug and James reviewed? It's like that, but 10 times worse.
But I wouldn't say anything bad about the human characters.
No, but the audio doesn't even sync properly. And I'm sorry, I have to say something bad about the human characters. Some of them look like fucking cardboard cutouts you see on like Big W ads of little kids.
No, but don't forget that unlike that's the only thing they got right was the humans being flat.
Flatter than my.
What I'm trying to get at is, I don't know if you know this, but that was a stylistic choice. Because
But I'm sorry, but it's a fucking terrible one. I'm sorry. Oh my god, Jared. No, I'm joking.
No, but there has been shows in the past that have done that.
Oh, I know that. Oh yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's terrible in general to do that, but I think as long as you do it right, then it's all right.
Well,
but this show, I'm sorry, does not do that right for me. You can disagree with me, but I'm just gonna say that.
Well, I think it's how it's, as you said, how it's executed, because I'm just having a look at the characters to see if there's any humans moving. Because I'm watching back an episode because I haven't watched it in a long time, so my memory's kind of hazy.
But the humans don't even move. I'm sorry. Like, there's even one shot where they try to make a move or some shit. They don't even fucking move.
Like, for example, Paddington Bear, if you remember Paddington, that had human characters. But they even moved because Ivor Wood, the animator at Film Fair, had the smart to make multiple versions so it looked like they moved. So they were cardboarded, flat, two-dimensional against the drawn background, and Paddington being the only three-dimensional character in the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
But even then, Ivor Wood, being a great animator as he is one-man animator, he made multiple versions of the human characters so it looks like the cardboard figures moved.
Oh yeah.
And the whole idea behind that with Paddington Bear, because I've watched it since I was a kid, is the original 70s Paddington Bear. The way that it's supposed to work is as a stylistic choice to complement the program, is everything looks like illustration. And Paddington's the only three-dimensional character because he's basically, it's kind of fits into the show of the fact that everyone else looks like they're normal, but Paddington's the odd one out in the whole program.
Oh, yeah.
Because of how odd he acts compared to everyone else in the program. He's his own self compared to everyone who's type two-dimensional. That was the stylistic choice that was chosen.
Dimensional.
Why everyone else is two-dimensional while he's more three-dimensional with a stop-motion puppet.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, this is not like it's gone away in Paddington folklore. I mean, I went and saw Paddington 2 at Hoyts at Marion, at the event cinemas at Marion, and that had a whole animation process. They even referenced the old flat drawn style, because in the beginning of that, the pop-up book that he looks like at the antique store is all done in the same two-dimensional style as the 70s program. So there's even pay homage to that even.
Oh yeah, no, look, I'm not saying all of it is bad, like the 2 and 3 dimensionals. Just as long as it works, I think if it works good, then do it. But if it just looks like complete shit, like Busy Buses or fucking later on, if you want to be even...
I agree with you on that. I reckon they should have made them move at least.
Yeah, because they just look like fucking cardboards at Target, like the cardboard kids you see at Target. They can't move for shit.
I'm just trying to have a look through this to see if I can see any...
Locations, yeah. No, but I remember so many terrible shows from like my childhood. God, I had such a fucking terrible childhood.
No, but yeah.
The 2000s was an era. I'm sorry. It was an era of just almost nearly completely shit cartoons or live action shows.
Yeah.
Like the experimentals and shit. Have you ever seen that? Or there was one show I liked that was live action when I was a kid, was Planet Cook, but even then that wasn't even that great either.
Yeah, it just means quality. It's you got Shrek.
You got you're talking about you're talking about that other show about two.
No, but the ogre in fucking Planet Cook could be my Shrek.
Yeah. I don't know. You got your local drug dealer and Shrek.
Yeah.
Diamond Bolt, my boy.
Yeah, but I was gonna say with the whole thing with Busy Buses, you are right, Jared. They don't move. I reckon the only reason why they didn't move was the animators were scared of ripping off Paddington Bear.
No, the animators were just fucking retarded. They're probably just like, we can't be. It could be either that, or it could have been, oh yeah, we can't be fucked. We've drawn the buses already. The CGIing the buses is enough.
Yeah.
fuck the humans. They can just stand like they're statues, like they're being frozen by planet Neptune from SpongeBob.
Well, I was going to say with the Paddington Bear 70 series, it's not just restricted to the 70 series Ivan Wood did. He also did a few specials in the early 80s before he founded Woodland Animation. He also like Paddington Bear Goes to the Movies, which I've part of that on a videotape from when it aired in '92, and you can get it on DVD. It's freely available. And also, what was it again? Also, there's a few Paddington Bear commercials that were done for Marmite when Paddington Bear advertising Marmite, aka where Vegemite stole most of it.
Oh yeah, we're the Vegemite company and whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to say something about movies and TVs I've seen recently, like the last 3 weeks. I haven't really seen too much. I watched Deadpool 1 and 2, and then I also watched and then I filmed a video with a mate where we made fun of Nate, the comedy special. Nate.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Hannah Gatsby fucking lesbian comedy special of I was raped as a kid, but I'm gonna blame it on every man in the audience.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame it on the individual. I'm just going to blame it on.
I'm not going to blame it on the guy who did it, who probably had a mental health issue. I'm just going to blame it on myself. No, I'm going to blame it on everyone in the audience, including you with the viewers at home. And then the other thing I watched was Joe Rogan's comedy special, Joe Rogan's new special, and then I've been watching a bit of Shane's new fucking series on Jake and Logan, which the first 3 parts was fucking shit. But like this new part is actually all right. It's okay. It's not great. Yeah. He has done some good research. I'll give him that. Because it's interesting how he got to be with Jake with Jake for like a couple of weeks, and I have to give him props. Like if I was with Jake for a week, I'd probably kill myself. I'm sorry to say, but if I had to be with Jake Paul for a week, I'd probably shoot myself with a 12 gauge at the end of the documentary. Does anyone remember any Canadian cartoons from the late 2000s and 2010s? No, or not.
Splice.
Oh yeah, Splice, but that's it, really. Oh, I've seen Bad Taste. Bad Taste is not a bad movie, actually. I wouldn't say they're underrated because they have been talked about pretty much to death, but and Meet the Feebles, which is
Meet the Feebles.
No, not the Fimbles, the Feebles.
No, I know what you're talking about. Meet the Feebles, the film which has a walrus fucking a cat.
Yeah, and Brain Dead. I thought you were gonna say Meet the Fimbles, and I was gonna be like, oh, let's not mention that toy ad on the live stream. But I'm like,
nah, I'm not mentioning. I wasn't talking about Thimbles. I was talking about I've watched the film.
Yes. Oh man, this is what happens when you this is what happens when you're so busy all day that you don't let yourself pee for like fucking 6-7 hours. Kills.
HSV.
VHB.
OTC.
Oh, you're writing HSV7. Oh yeah, the Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm just writing it on the tape at the moment. All right, I'm done.
Pre-2002.
All right, so that one can go in my collection.
Yeah, but as I was saying, with the Peter Jackson movies, I don't think they're underrated.
Yeah. The earlier ones.
Yeah. I think one that is underrated, if you want to be technical, in my opinion, is what's that movie he did that everyone hated? I don't think of it. But there is one movie I do think is underrated, but I can't forget the name. That's like saying with Peter Jackson's early movies, that's like saying The Evil Dead is like underrated. It's really not. Really not. Oh my god. No, not for real. Like, I've seen so many movies. Like, oh man. Like, I actually got a lot of movies today. I got some bootlegs off my granddad.
Leg.
Yeah, I might go to jail, but I don't give a fuck.
I'm
not spending $10 at JB Hi-Fi just to buy a fucking copy of Boys Town.
You mind what? I just gotta go do something. I'll be back in a minute.
Fucking Mick Malloy in Boys Town. I'm not spending 10, 15 bucks on a fucking movie with Mick Malloy. Boys Town. Flushed in my toilet. Got on a sec. Oh, yo, daddy. Oh, yo. Oh, yo. Oh, yo. Thank you, come again. Oh, I loved Apu. And Apu was such a great character on The Simpsons. He influenced me how to be a misogynist. No, I'm joking. No, but
All right, let's watch some.
oh, speaking of Apu, I did watch a movie about Apu called The Problem with Apu. It was a documentary that this fucking retard did. And he's like, Apu is racist because it like suggests fucking race stereotypes. Piss off, man. Apu was a character that was made to like joke around with. And then the fucking voice actor who voiced Apu went on a fucking cuck apology tour where he went everywhere and he went, I'm sorry for playing Apu. Like, no one gives a fuck, bro.
Sorry, simply virus.
Like, no one gives a fuck that you're sorry for voicing an Indian character.
Elvis Presley. That's Elvis Presley.
It's like Rob Schneider having to apologize for playing Mexicans. That's fucking ridiculous.
Rob Schneider.
Oh, did you hear about Rob Schneider? He got into so much crap. Because, like, this article called him racist for playing, like, stereotypes and shit, like Asian stereotypes and shit.
Yeah.
He's a fucking actor. Of course he's gonna play those stereotypes up. He's a fucking actor. He's an actor, bro.
Bro,
I'm sorry I had to use bro.
Black.
No, I'm sorry I had to use bro in the sentence, but no, for real, he's a fucking actor, man. Like, of course he's gonna be playing stereotypes of like Asians and Mexicans. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say I agree with it, but he's doing what he has to do. It's his job. It's his job to be a fucking... He's paid to play fucking Asians and Mexicans and shit. Have you not seen 8 Crazy Nights? Oh, cannibal! Cannibal! Oh. Why did you not buy your spicy ball?
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
By the way, what's this thing?
Nobody talks about Peter Jackson's early films anymore. Oh. But I really don't think they're underrated, but that's just my opinion. Because people do talk about fucking Meet the Feebles and... What's that one that he also mentioned? Meet the Feebles and fucking...
What was the first movie?
And Bad Taste. Like, those movies get so mentioned in, like, the Blue Tube community. If you ever watch, like, the Blue Tubers and shit, that movie's so mentioned by every cunt. Oh, you gotta watch Bad Taste if you love horror. Like, we already know. Nah, for real, like... Fucking... Like, oh, man. But the fact that Rob Schneider got so much crap for, like, playing Asian characters, it's like, you know... I wouldn't say they're bad directors. Andrew Nicole and Remy Hamilton Penis. No, I'm joking. No, but I wouldn't say they're bad. They're bad directors. They've made all right movies. It's like saying fucking every director has made a bad movie, if you want to be technical. Tarantino made fucking Death Proof, which was like his version of feminism 60s movies, but now women treating men like shit. And it was fucking terrible. Jared, you're just saying that because you don't like feminism. No, I'm saying it because even if I was a feminist, I wouldn't want that movie representing me as a woman. That movie was fucking terrible. Or Stanley Kubrick, he made fucking a movie that no one liked, which was Barry Lyndon. Really, no one really liked it, and they thought it was stale and over too long. Spielberg's made a few crappy movies. He made Elijah Wood into fucking artificial intelligence. Every director's made a bad movie. Or Bob Clark made fucking... I think he made Mac and Me. I'm not 100% on that. But every director's made a bad movie. Like M. Night Shyamalan, The Happening, where Mark Wahlberg thinks he can fucking talk to animals. Have you ever seen that movie, Sam?
Yeah.
The Happening, where he talks to animals and he's like... Bleh! He thinks he can talk to animals. Like an absolute retard. Like an absolute retard. He thinks he can talk to animals. It's fucking terrible. I can talk to animals. Oh my god. Like, no one cares.
What's this movie out of the curiosity?
Is it a guy talking to animals? Because I'll make fun of it.
No, this is the tape that the one you gave me. This is a BASF tape.
Oh yeah.
And it's got something to do with Elvis Presley.
Pardon?
It's got something to do with Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah, this is fun in Acapulco, ain't it? Or it happened at the World's Fair.
No, it's got an actor playing Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is Elvis and the Beauty Queen. Oh yeah, this is the one I sent you up. Fucking Linda Thompson and Elvis. Oh yeah. That movie that was so bad. Even the actress who was in it looked like she wanted to kill herself. Especially when the guy who plays Elvis is singing "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face." She just looks in disgust and goes, "Oh, I want to fucking die after this movie."
I'll copy that.
Because what they did with Elvis and the Beauty Queen, I want to give a backstory. They saw that the fucking Kurt Russell movie did so well. The one that everyone tries to think of every time they make an Elvis movie. And they went, hey, we can make our own version of that, but after 1972. And they did, and it was fucking terrible. It was called Elvis and the Beauty Queen. Yeah, but it had the best fucking mutton chops ever, though. If you ever look at the guy who plays Elvis, he has the best fucking mutton chops ever.
Yeah.
Mutton chops are absolutely beautiful. He looks like Jack Black in Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah. I'd rather Max Fleisch's Gulliver's Travels. Thank you very much.
I know, but Jack Black, man, like that guy does look like Jack Black in Gulliver's Travels. Like this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like out of any movie I've seen based on a celebrity, this is like one of the worst ones. But I want to buy the DVD-R. I'm thinking of buying a DVD-R from the Elvis Fan Club website for like $40 so I can have a copy and shit on it.
Yeah.
With this tape, the unfortunate thing is the movie's not complete because it does cut off in the middle of the movie.
Who recorded it?
My grandparents.
Does it have the ads?
It does. It does have some ads. It has, I think, 2 or 3 ad breaks.
All right, and then the rest of it?
Yeah, and the rest of it's just like Elf and fucking Family Ties and shit.
And those have got ads, haven't they?
I think they do at the end. Yeah.
I'll have to count them up, but just see if it's worthy of making a VHS copy.
Yeah. Law of War. I didn't really like that movie, honestly. Die Hard 2.
Because I've got so many. Yeah,
because Elvis and the Beauty Queen is just a beautiful fucking movie. It's the best movie ever because you also get some terrible lip syncing jobs done by Rodney McDowell, who did the lip syncing jobs in the Kurt Russell Elvis movie. Here, he sounds uninspired to do them, especially when he sings like later Elvis, like First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and when he tries to sing Silent Night. Yes, because the guy in the movie, like Kurt Russell, had his voice dubbed over. And it's the worst but the best movie I've ever seen. It's one of those movies, it's like The Room where it's just so good, but it's so bad. I'm thinking of reviewing it. I might do it in January as an Elvis review. Elvis and the Beauty Queen.
I'm going to count up how many ad breaks there are.
Yeah.
But
like, Elvis and the Beauty Queen's the best. Like the part where she's in the fucking like at the beginning or whatever, where she meets Elvis and she's sitting in a car. It's like really hot. And it's really, I'm not saying she's hot, but you know, she has a little bit of, you know, meat on her body, which is good. But no, she's laying in her car or whatever, and like fucking It's Only Love starts playing. Like the audio cassette in her car starts playing It's Only Love. And then at the end, this guy goes, "It's Only Love, Elvis's new song." And it's like in 1972, it's so totally wrong because that song came out in like what, 1971 or something, and in that time would have been like Burning Love or something that came out.
Yeah.
Which was pushed over by My Ding-a-Ling, My Ding-a-Ling, I Want You to Play
with my... This concert is over.
Yeah. This concert is... and they made a fucking remix of that. They made a retarded remix and it danced to it and everything. It became like an internet meme and it was like the worst meme ever.
Yeah.
But me and my mates made fun of it on like... we made fun of it on fucking Discogs. Not Discogs, on Discord.
Yeah.
Like someone went, "Oh, do you know My Ding-a-ling?" I went, "Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling," and then and everyone wanted to kill themselves in the call.
Yeah. Well, with Chuck Berry's song, like I bet you most of the people who know that meme don't even know the original song.
Oh, of course, because they're fucking young.
Because they said Chuck Berry, did
if
they?
you watch the dancing videos, the youngest person I saw in one of them looked like he was fucking 3 years old.
And with the whole Chuck Berry thing, you know, he obviously
Elvis in the hospital. Oh, he had pneumonia. You don't get pneumonia just from eating pills. The best line in that movie. Have you seen that line yet? The scene where they drag him into the hospital, and it's like, oh, he looks like he's got pneumonia. Like, you told me that, like, he fell asleep and he wasn't waking up. I don't know how you get pneumonia in a bottle of pills. And it's like the worst. It's like, it's clearly like trying to try and be like fucking to the Elvis fans, trying to make it like knowledgeable as fuck, but it's like no one cares enough. They only just laugh at it at just the way she says it and how bad it is, the timing and everything. When he's like almost in a fucking coma, and she's like, "You don't get pneumonia in pills." Remy Henson's next movie is going to be shot in China. It's also made by a Chinese production group. Oh yeah, I heard about that movie. Whatever. Yeah, looks alright. My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling.
I see if I can find it on YouTube, but apparently some episode of Top of the Pops.
I love how you called him Cump instead of cunt. You said Cump. Some Cump uploaded a video.
Someone uploaded online of.
Is it the Top of the Pops performance with Chuck Berry when he's on that show? I think I've seen it. Yeah, with like Jimmy Savile, and it's so weird as fuck.
No, it's not. It's not Jimmy Savile. Hang on a sec.
Because there was one of them I remember seeing where it was like Jimmy Savile and Chuck Berry, and it looked weird as fuck.
No, there's this one where they use the footage from the concert thing of Chuck Berry singing "My Ding-a-Ling" in 1972.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling.
No, and they intersplice footage from the "My Ding-a-Ling" footage that Chuck Berry's performing on guitar, which is obviously pre-recorded. And,
of course. Oh, yeah, it's pretty
and
much
of course, they couldn't get Chuck Berry to fly out to England to do Top of the Pops. The presenter that's doing it, which is not Jimmy Savile, by the way.
Sadly.
Apparently,
at any time.
But it gets better. Rolf Harris draws a bunch of stuff while the music video
Chuck
plays.
Berry's got a dick on his head, lol. No, I'm joking.
No, basically, Rolf Harris draws some sexually suggestive images about the My Ding-a-Ling song.
Oh my god. Let's just end. No, I'm joking.
Do you want me to send it to you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed.
What are your thoughts on Glass, the next M. Night Shyamalan? Oh, I've heard about that a little bit here and there. But my dealing. Oh, man, but my dingling, I can't believe that pushed Burning Love off the charts. And I know why exactly it would have been. Oh, my God, this guy made a song about a kid's penis? Yes, yeah. I'll buy it. And then they all bought it, and it became like a fucking #1 everywhere almost.
Yeah.
And it was his like first fucking hit almost since like there was no particular place to go in like 1964.
In the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, in 64, yeah. Because after that, it was just compilation album after compilation album with old and new material mixed in between. Like my favorite, K-Tel's Chuck Berry's Golden Hits, where it's a picture of him on the front cover playing guitar, and it's all just fucking re-recordings of his original hits. Not even his actual hits. It's like re-recordings of the original hit. I'm sorry, but if you're going to do a compilation calling it like the greatest hits, I think you should have the original recording regardless. I think you should have the original recording if it is a greatest hit. Especially like the Johnny O'Keefe album that gave me the shits was that tribute one in the 70s. Where they tried to call it 22 Golden Original Hits by Johnny O'Keefe. And it's like, oh my god, man. It's like, oh my god, like please stop. Don't call it that. It's not original hits. Like some of the songs on there are like re-recordings of the originals. Audio Technica. God, I love you, Audio Technica, Mike. I
didn't know that
What are your thoughts on Watch Mojo? WatchMojo.com. Oh yeah, WatchMojo.com. The channel that had to make a Mrs. WatchMojo because women were complaining about sexism in the comments. Yes, that channel, the channel that pandered to their own audience by saying, yeah, we'll make a channel
And
just
the
for the females to flick their bean over. And they did, Mrs. Mojo. Because Watch Mojo wasn't bad enough, like when they did that top 10 Transformers series list, that fucking Diamond Bolt roasted the fuck out of them for, where they completely got the majority of the information wrong. Or my favorite one, which is the top 10 Elvis Presley songs, where they just looked at a fucking greatest hits compilation and went, hey, we'll put this in a top 10s list. Where they didn't actually look at his other songs. They just looked at the greatest hits and went, oh yeah, Are You Lonesome Tonight? It's Now or Never, If I Can Dream. Oh yeah, we'll just put it on a list. No one gives a fuck. And my other favorite one, which is top 10 Family Guy episodes. Or
Hang on a
like
sec, I'll be back in a minute.
where they just picked all the fucking like fan to man episodes. Like the popular episodes that every cunt knows. Yeah, thank you, Watch Mojo. But I didn't like their underrated films list. I don't even like Watch Mojo as content creators. I honestly think they're the worst. It's the worst content on YouTube. It's like fucking Michael McCrennan. It's like the cheapest fucking content to produce for people because it's quick, digestible garbage essentially that you could watch today, and then if you didn't really pay attention to their channel, you'd forget it tomorrow and be like, what did I watch yesterday? Oh, yeah. And then someone would go, did you watch top 10 cartoons from the 90s? And you'd be like, oh, yeah, I kind of watched that. I think I might have watched that. I don't know. Like, it's the funniest but the worst thing ever. Ah, hell, while we were live, Beta made a new episode. Jesus, Keem, how long will it take for you to make another fucking new episode, mate? Mate, how long will it take for you to make a new fucking episode of Baited?
Jared, can we end the stream right now?
Oh yeah, no, all right, we'll end the stream.
It's because on SBS Viceland there's a documentary about Walt Disney.
No, that's fine. You can go ahead. I'm probably just gonna end off the episode anyway.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna end off the episode now. But if you want to check out Jenzy's Twitter, I'll put all the links in the description. Thank you for watching the episode. If you want to ask some quick questions, you can go ahead while Jenzy's gone. If you want to ask some quick questions.
All right.
Yeah. See ya, Jency, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I guess I'm too late. Well, okay, next time. Yeah, nah, Ty, no problem, man. We're just gonna go. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Cheers.